Okay folks, we got our wilderness permit, and I will of course restate toilet paper must be packed out.
But other than that, if you need details about the Clouds Rest hike, there's a link in the description to our last hike, which provides all the information any first-time hiker would need. Okay, here we go.
I'll put a clip in from a couple years ago. These rocks were a foot underwater when Roxana and I came across here last time. This is a special trip. Got a couple New Yorkers, got John and Justin, who hello. You can't see them because they're not in the sun, but we'll show them to you later. Yeah, we're going to Clouds Rest. You all have seen most of this, so I'll just show you the big views and a few new things. Yeah, we're already, we started out way down there, already quite a ways in. I set this little rock kind of pointing here with a cairn 2 years ago, and it appears people are making use of it. Maybe some of you saw my first video and made use of this trail. Well, we're back at this campsite. Tinker's workshop over here, 75 stakes being hammered in. Fire ring even has some wood, and it was moved to a nice wide open space. That is a very safe place to have a fire ring. The last time I was here, the fire ring was like in the middle of those trees, which was terrible. So this is wonderful.
It's September 14th, 2019. This is the end of the dry season, so the creek behind camp was almost dried up, but some small pools had just enough water to keep us going till tomorrow, when we'll run into some better creeks downhill. We're at around 9,000 feet, and the guys are doing great.
Well, folks, it turns out they are just as crazy as I am. There it is out there. We're gonna go for it tonight. We can see at least one person up there, and we made short work of that. We are up there. What a view. And then the sun is behind me. And you see the lake? That's where we started, way out there. Awesome. All right, let's get to the top. A little hazy. That's just regular pollution. El Capitan. This is good and no smoke.
Minor haze from cars and campfires, but no forest fires in sight. Hooray. Clear skies. What a great day. These guys, we're having so much fun. All right, see you in the morning.
It's about 44 in the tent, 37 degrees outside at 8 a.m. I'm not sure how cold it got overnight. Maybe it did get down to 33. Stayed plenty warm in the tent. And we got the clouds are starting to move in already. Clouds Rest is going to have some clouds resting on it tonight. It's not supposed to rain until tomorrow night, and it's supposed to be light rain. These clouds do look pretty light, so I think we'll be okay. Just waiting for it to warm up a little and start hiking again. So calm and beautiful this morning, except for the morons yelling at the top of their lungs out there. I don't know what's wrong with people. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. Pretty spectacular campsite. It is in the woods a little bit, but we want to be away from the trail and all the noisy people walking by. Little mountains all around us. So nice. A neat spot though. Plenty of room for tons of people. 2 fire rings that are both in pretty decent locations. I'm not much of a gear guy, but this Justin's Sierra Designs here, this one-man tent, it says him and his wife use it as a 2-person tent backpacking. Very nice. That's just big enough for 2 people and very light. John's got the marmot there, which is only weighs 4 pounds, but it's all screened, so it might not be warm enough. Mine, of course, is the $25 cheap triangle you've seen a million times. We got significant cloud cover now. We're hoping the rain doesn't come today. It's not supposed to. Pretty warm out, it's probably 60s. And we've decided we've seen enough of Clouds Rest, so instead of going up and coming back here, we're gonna start hiking onward, and we got some new stuff that I haven't been to before to show you. So there's the intersection up to Cloud's Rest, and we are going to take a left and use this little pack trail to go down to the John Muir Trail. So we had a really nice little walk in the woods there, and now, oh, there's John and Justin. We're heading into our burn zone. This is our first burn zone. It is, there, a big forest fire railed through here not that long ago, I guess. Coming down, it's not super burned through here. It's weird. We're going to be in and out of the, we're like right on the edge of the burn zone. It's more to that way. Nice little meadow. We're a little light on water out here because it is the absolute end of the season. Our rain starts in October. So like our little creek was almost dry, just puddles, and you know, this probably would have water. It's got no water. We're hoping there's going to be a creek down the bottom of this. Got little flowers here. A couple purples, some plain white ones, getting steep. There's Cloud's Rest. We're going to have nice views for this hike. We're lunching and relaxing at this beautiful creek. The John Muir Trail is just over there. And we saw a soaking wet squirrel. I mean, maybe it wasn't expecting water, but it just came bounding across, soaking wet. I've never seen that before. Nice little lunch spot, even if it's burned out here. John wanted us to get his comfortable spot. Yeah, just, yeah, look at that. They got a backrest and shade. Although John's about to lose his sun and be very uncomfortable. I'm in the sun myself, you know, I like the heat. We're admiring the trail crew's handiwork. Look at these massive logs they trim, cut right out of the way for us to keep the trail clear. Oh yeah, there's sawdust everywhere. Yeah, that's probably even, this might even be this year. That's a big one.
Came from right up there.
Just a little bit of water. A little creek fording. Not too bad for late in the year. We're finding just enough water. This is just beautiful. We've been walking along this creek, and we're just a few feet away from the John Muir Trail right behind me. Now in this direction it just reads John Muir Trail. In Yosemite, this is the Sunrise Trail, but it is actually also part of the John Muir Trail, and will take us to an intersection up ahead. There'll be an intersection to the left that will take us to Sunrise Lake. We were up there yesterday, last night. There's top of Cloud's Rest. And then we're gonna head up that way. Beautiful. And we got a huge view out there. We're about to have a steep climb though. We gotta go up about 1,000 feet. We dropped 1,000 feet just to go right back up 1,000 feet. Now why would we drop 1,000 feet just to go back up? Well, the reason we did this trip was last year, John up there, he did a few miles section of the Appalachian Trail with a friend of his. He made the mistake of mentioning that he would like to do some of the John Muir Trail sometime, and I did not stop bugging him until here we are. Nice view behind us.
That does look like an awesome spot to go out to. You can probably see.
We were just noticing this spot out here that you could probably get to. I mean, it'd take some effort, but taking lots of breaks, but we're making progress almost to the switchbacks up the mountain. Heading into a little tree tunnel here. Now they're both feeding and pretty much ignoring us, but there are a couple deer. And we've hit the steep section. The creek we were hoping to get water from is very dry. Maybe there'll be some pools up the hill. I guess we'll see.
Not sure about that.
Hooray, it turns out the dry creek was not the creek that we were looking for. Here's our water. We got water all the way up the hill. Rocks in the roots and the spiraling bark. Look at that. And we are headed up. All the way up. We'll be setting up camp in the dark, and that's fine. We've had a really awesome day out here today.
At around 9,000 feet again, but it's much warmer this morning, probably mid-40s. Should have known it was a front moving in. We're going to have a real nice morning, and then the dry season is about to end.
Camped right there, Justin's right there, and we get this big rock fall here that opens up and gives us some views. There's been a lot of wind. It's just barely starting to hit us, but for the most part we can just hear the wind going over us. But it's not hitting us yet. I'm a size 12. That's not a huge pile, but it's not small and it is pretty fresh. Justin noticed that last night when he was looking for a spot to park his tent. Well, they're not here now, so what are you gonna do? We're gonna hang out here a while and eventually head over towards Sunrise Lakes. Almost 1 p.m. and we're finally moving. Got some excellent views out there. Look at that stuff. I love hiking out here. Even when you're in the trees, you still get a lot of nice views out. Alright, we don't have very far at all to go today. It's gonna be a relaxed trip from here out.
There you go. Check out this view, Fusco.
Yeah.
This could make a lot of granite tabletops. Countertops.
There's a big puffy cloud behind the range.
So we've lost the view out to the right as that hump came up in front of us. But we got a pretty amazing view over this way. Oh, this must be the Long Meadow. Wow.
Yeah.
Lunch spot?
We're almost there. We're gonna find a lunch spot around
Come
here.
on, there's a lunch spot.
We've been hiking for all of 20 minutes and we're ready for a break. We actually have probably a mile, mile and a half total today more to hike. We're gonna hike like 3 miles, 2 to 3 miles today.
Steak.
We don't really know what picketing means. Maybe when you drop a stake to tie an animal?
Animal, maybe.
Okay, or
That's
grazing
my
stock on the meadow.
City person's analysis.
You do not camp on meadows either, and you tread very lightly and basically not at all on meadows. We will find us someplace on the edge. Like there's some people camping, you know, they're way on the edge off the actual meadow. And that's nice. See, we barely even see that they're there. So they don't impact our view very much. And you don't want to be out there because we don't want to see you out there and you'd ruin the view for everyone else. Pretty amazing little lunch spot we got, sort of out of the wind.
Shabby. I could be sending an email right now.
Copy, paste.
Cut, paste, cut, paste.
The front is moving in. Definitely not as warm today. It was weird. It's much warmer overnight, but much cooler in the daytime today, and it's cloudy. But most of it seems to be blowing out that way. Hopefully it'll leave us alone. Yeah, when you break the hammer, turn the sign in. Justin is pointing out that you leave the hammer behind. You don't carry it out.
The High Sierra camp never opened this season, but there's the horse stable area.
What did you talk? Or is there a path from here? Okay. All right.
We're at the Sunrise Lakes High Sierra camp. There's a pit toilet, bear boxes.
Those pads are where the canvas tents would be set up if it was open.
And there's some sort of backpackers campground around here somewhere. I don't know, but we're going to keep going up that way.
Started in 1916, the High Sierra camps are one of the original glamping sites and are pretty much the same as they were then. Several sites throughout Yosemite, they set up platforms with canvas tents, and they provide beds and food and everything. All you do is hike in with your clothes. And some people even rent a horse to get a ride in on a horse. It's a crazy lottery system. You book way, way in advance. It's really hard to get a place and very expensive. Some people, though, even tour several sites. It's crazy. It's really nice. Anyway, this year they never even opened the High Sierra camp because the snow was so deep all spring. Kind of funny, the Sunrise Lakes High Sierra camp is pretty far from the lakes and over a good-sized ridge. Normally there would be a lot of people here, but it's empty now. There is a backpackers camp somewhere near here we can stay in, but we're just going to keep going.
Dry.
At the little saddle above the lake. Won't quite read 9,700 feet, 96, 98, and it feels and looks like winter. Boy, the day started out nice, but it's cold. We'll check the temperature when we get down to the lake here. 30 seconds after the last video, we got snowed on for about 10 seconds. I don't know if you can see it, but it just started snowing again. It's just, and then it just as soon as it started, it stopped, and there's a deer over there. Oh, there's a couple of them checking us out. We've been walking on the flat for a little bit, and we're going to drop down to Sunrise Lake. So there's 3 Sunrise Lakes, and this will be the upper lake. We found our lake. Keep getting, now the rain just stopped. Light rain, light snow, back and forth. Misty Lake. That is awesome. You can see it going right across. Here comes another round of snow now. And mist is sure odd. Look at that. And that. Maybe it's shallower there. Warmer. So beautiful. Sierra grouse. Mama leading her children away to safety. The grouse. It's on the rock. Standing up on the boulder again.
Oh yeah.
It's standing up on the boulder to get us to pay attention to it instead of the babies. It'll try and fight us off. And we're gonna make camp somewhere up in there with the lake right down there. Oh, it's turning to rain. And the mist is sort of blown off. You can kind of see what's around here. It's already almost 5 p.m. again. Took us all day to get a couple miles. We're having a great time, that's why. I think that will work. Pretty much 100 feet from the trail, and obviously previously used, durable surface. That's what we want. We got all this behind us. So weird. The rain stopped. The sun almost peeked out for a second, and now it's getting super misty. So we've dropped down from 9,700 feet to 9,350, and it feels noticeably warmer. It is 49 degrees down here. So it was probably 40 up there. It was so cold, maybe 45. Anyway, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, 49. it's going to be cold this evening. So the slush is melting, but of course while we were setting up camp, we had like a 10-minute snowstorm, pretty heavy snow. Then I was hurrying to set up this little tarp structure to hide out under, and while I was doing that, it cleared off. It feels warm all of a sudden with the sun hitting us, and we got totally blue sky again. So hopefully that's the end of it. I don't know. Oh, that forest is beautiful. We can just barely see the lake through the trees. It's over there. You're not supposed to be close to the lake, and it'll be colder down there anyway.
Another great day out here. We're just having so much fun. And these guys are into it. You know, the weather comes, they're just like, yeah, bring it on. We'll deal with it. Even the burned out forest. Like, yeah, cool. Something new to check out. You gotta love these jokers. John takes one look at the lake. He's like, no way I'm drinking out of that lake. Seriously though, Yosemite water. Oh, it tastes so good. It's so pure.
I'm gonna watch the mist blow around, cook some food, and try and weather the storm here. Well, actually, no, we're not gonna weather the storm. We got blue skies. We're gonna try and survive the cold. It's already down to 41. We feel like it's actually colder than that. My thermometer's been in my backpack.
"29 degrees at 8 a.m. and it feels like it warmed up considerably. I was much colder a little while ago. But I did stay just barely warm enough. I think I can configure my setup a little differently tonight and be warmer. That nice little view of the lake is worth putting up with the cold for sure.
It is a frosty morning. Now that is not really a cold weather tent. Long johns and Mylar emergency blankets, and I have a reflective tarp underneath the tent. Those all really help. Took a little stroll up the hill. You can see El Capitan on the edge of Yosemite Valley. You can see one of the other lakes down there. We're camped just down there. Almost in civilization. We can see Tioga Road out there.
I think the Pacific Crest Trail is out there. At one point we saw some hikers' headlamps in the middle of the night coming down that way.
About 12:30 p.m. It's 56 and climbing, so it'll probably be mid-60s soon. Calm winds, and we're going to just day hike it up there. We're going to stay here for tonight again, and then tomorrow we hike out. Later on we'll walk around the lake over there. Beautifully calm today. Hopefully it stays that way. Yesterday we came down that little hump in the snow and rain and couldn't really see out. There's what we were missing. So camp is down there somewhere. And we're walking up. There's the guys up there. I'm trying to catch him on video. There's a bald eagle out there. First one I've ever seen. Yeah, there's looking back. We've come up about 400 feet. We're at 9,600 again or so. There's the lower and middle Sunrise Lakes below us. And Cloud's Rest is right in front of us. Massive canyon and drop off. Cloud's Rest over there is about 5 miles away. Not even sure how far away El Capitan is, way out there. All that haze is mostly campfires and automobiles in the valley. Beautifully clear up here. Took us a while, but we figured out there is the top of Half Dome. You can see the little overhang in the center of your screen there.
I would just
You can just barely see it.
Yeah. and maybe a little.
That's about as much of a view as we can get because of the trees and the shapes of the mountains. Little moonscape forest up here. I'm gonna keep heading up. This is Sunrise Mountain that we're on. So Justin sort of wandered off, and that resulted in all of us wandering all the way up here to the top of Sunrise Mountain. The peak's right over there. We're gonna go check it out.
Rock
A
right
little
there.
bit of a scramble to the top.
No.
Justin spotted this tiny arch. Wind-made potholes all over this rock. A little rock cave if you needed a shelter up here.
We spotted this slab, and Justin said, "Oh, there's the hero shot. Go and stand up on top of that one." I laughed and said, "Yeah, how about a coward shot?" I crawled part way up easily enough. Then I tried to turn around for the camera. Absolutely terrifying. Here's a shot from below of what it looks like. You can see how far out I was hanging. Oh, that was exhilarating.
Right up the middle.
We think this right here looks about the highest point on Sunrise Mountain here. What a view.
Yeah, somehow this is less intimidating than Cloud's Rest.
This is really not difficult at all. A little tricky and fun to get up to the very top, but wow, what a great hike.
We can see a cloud resting on Cloud's Rest, then it's time to head down.
Well, this is amazing. John keeps asking about the boulders and tiny gravel and all this, and he just happened to step on this one. It broke free while he was walking on it. Yep, erosion. Now he's learning to see an erosion. It happens pretty fast around here. Look at that, you can even see the dust. That slab just came loose. Wow. You're destroying Yosemite. Amazing. This is what I like. Geology right in front of you. 4:15, we're back at camp. Boy, it's calm and 70s out here. Just beautiful. Not going to be so cold tonight. I guess all our weather came through and left early.
Here we are back at the upper lake. And now we're at the middle lake. We're going to take a walk around this one.
We're camped up there somewhere. Looks like we're going to be able to get around the lake. We're actually quite a bit above the lake now, but easier walking and more interesting. This is crazy. And we just about made it around the lake, and we'll head back up to camp.
We took the trail to get down here, but then we noticed this spillway, so we're going to go back up this way.
It's weird. It just kind of
Yeah, it just kind of ends.
ends.
And we climbed all the way up that thing. That is a gigantic slab of granite.
I gotta go break it in half.
So after coming up that slab spillway, my tent is right in there. A little bit of Alpenglow color. We're just checking out the meadow at the far end of the lake. There's this nice gravel stream to walk on so we don't have to damage anything. Now we're gonna have some food and that's it. Another day and the trip's almost over. Tomorrow we head out. Taking a last look at the lake before we head out. A lot of sun over there, but we got a pretty good reflection down here. Very calm. It was 29 this morning at 7, but it's already back up to 30. Wasn't quite as cold last night as the night before. And we're gonna head out and get a little look at the valley and a few other things before we leave. The lower Sunrise Lake. Almost back to the trailhead. Couple miles and a 1,000-foot drop. Oh, this is a beautiful little lake. There's where we were yesterday. There you can see the fin I was on and how long of a drop I would have had. Good 30 feet there. We did it. Pretty awesome. Last little bit of trail is nice and flat. Almost there.
These guys don't get out here often, so I made sure we got to look down Tioga Pass, and look who I ran into.
Foster Jones, my favorite ranger right there. It's the cross Yosemite traffic. Yep, since these guys don't get out here very often, we're taking a ride into the valley. There's our first big valley view. So beautiful. We managed to get a parking spot in Curry Village, and I get to show the guys Yosemite Valley. We'll just go a tiny bit up the Mist Trail, look around a little.
The Mist Trail is also the start of the John Muir Trail. Look at that.
Vernal Falls, not much flow today. There's quite a trek up here, but I got the guys up here to get a look. Pretty cool. If you've seen some of my other videos, you know this flow can get a lot bigger than this, but still impressive.
One last look at Half Dome, and it's time to head home. Thanks for coming with us.